Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down the top 20 best Nintendo Switch games you can't stop playing. These are games that hook you in with great gameplay, fun mechanics, and hours of content. Let's jump right in. Bayonetta 3 is an over-the-top action game where you play as the stylish witch Bayonetta, slicing through massive enemies with flashy combos and wild weapons. The gameplay is all about fast-paced combat. You dodge at just the right time to trigger witch time, slowing enemies so you can counter with devastating moves. What makes it fun is how smooth the controls feel. Every fight feels like a dance, mixing melee, magic, and giant summons that can smash bosses in seconds. The story is wild and filled with crazy twists, but you don't need to know the past games to enjoy it. Just jump in and enjoy the chaos. It's a game that rewards practice because the more you play, the cooler and more creative your combos become. If you love action, big boss fights, and over-the-top style, Bayonetta 3 will keep you hooked for hours, always pushing you to try just one more fight to master the perfect combo. Hades is a fast, action-packed roguelike where you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades trying to escape the underworld. Every run is different, with randomly generated rooms full of enemies and upgrades. You fight with a variety of weapons, from swords to bows to fists, each with their own playstyle. Along the way, you get boons from gods like Zeus and Athena, giving you new powers to mix into your build. The combat feels quick and addictive. You die often, but each attempt makes you better. What makes it even more engaging is the story that unfolds through each run. Characters react to your progress and your failures, making it feel alive. The mix of tight gameplay and character-driven storytelling creates a loop that's hard to put down. You'll keep telling yourself just one more run, and before you know it, hours have passed, all while you're having a blast fighting your way through Greek mythology. Celeste is a platformer about climbing a giant mountain, but it's also about pushing through challenges, both in-game and in life. The gameplay is simple at first. You jump, dash, and climb walls, but the levels are cleverly designed to test your precision and timing. Every section feels tough, but when you finally nail that sequence of jumps and dashes, it's incredibly rewarding. The game constantly adds new mechanics that keep things fresh, so you're always learning and improving. It has a touching narrative that unfolds as you climb, but it never gets in the way of the gameplay. The pixel art and soundtrack also give it a unique vibe. Calm and emotional one moment, intense and energetic the next. Celeste is challenging, but it's fair. The controls are tight, and every mistake feels like something you can overcome with practice. It's a game that shows how fun and meaningful a tough platformer can be without ever feeling frustrating. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the ultimate party racing game where you zip around colorful tracks with Mario characters, tossing shells, bananas, and other items to stay ahead. The driving is simple enough for anyone to pick up, but mastering drifting and item use adds a lot of depth. The tracks are full of twists, jumps, underwater sections, and even anti-gravity areas where you race on walls and ceilings. With tons of characters and vehicles to choose from, you can mix and match setups to suit your style. It's a blast in multiplayer, whether you're playing online or on the couch with friends and family. Races are always unpredictable. You could be in first place the whole time, then a blue shell ruins everything right at the finish line, and that chaos is what makes it so fun. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the kind of game you'll keep coming back to because it's always exciting no matter how many times you play. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a life sim game where you move to a deserted island and slowly build it into your own cozy paradise. You start with just a tent, but over time you gather resources, craft furniture, expand your house, and design the island however you want. Friendly animal villagers move in, each with their own personality, and you can spend time fishing, catching bugs, decorating, or just relaxing. There's no rush or pressure. It moves at a real-time pace, with different events and seasons throughout the year. The charm comes from making your island feel personal, visiting friends' islands, and watching your little community grow. The visuals are cute and colorful, and the music sets a chill mood that makes you want to play a little every day. It's the kind of game that feels more like a hobby. You don't beat it, you just keep enjoying life on your island in your own way. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma combines farming, adventure, and RPG elements into one addictive game. You can plant crops, raise animals, and craft tools, but you also head out into dungeons filled with monsters to fight and explore. Combat is action-based, so you swing weapons, cast spells, and dodge attacks in real time, making it feel more like an RPG than a pure farming sim. What keeps it interesting is how everything connects. Farming gives you resources to improve your gear, exploring gives you rare items to upgrade your farm, and building relationships with villagers opens up new possibilities. There's also a story running through it, giving you a reason to explore the world beyond just farming. It's the kind of game where you always find one more thing to do, whether that's watering your crops, cooking a meal, or diving into a dungeon for loot. It balances relaxing daily life with exciting adventure really well. Astral Chain is an action game with a unique twist. You control not just your character, but also a powerful creature called a legion. The two are connected by a glowing chain, and you use them together in combat, solving puzzles, and even investigations. Battles are flashy and tactical. You're fighting enemies while also positioning your legion to trap or combo them. Outside of combat, you take on police-style missions, from helping citizens to analyzing clues, which makes the world feel alive. The futuristic setting is stylish, full of neon lights and high-tech gadgets, and the story dives into themes of family and responsibility. The mix of action and detective work keeps the pacing interesting. You're not just fighting, you're actively part of the city. With its creative gameplay and smooth combat, Astral Chain offers something different from most action games, making every mission feel like a cool mix of strategy, action, and exploration.
Let's get 'em!
Stardew Valley is a farming RPG where you move to a small town and restore an old farm while building a new life for yourself. You can plant crops, raise animals, go fishing, and even explore caves filled with monsters and treasures. Each day is about choosing how you want to spend your time. Maybe you'll focus on farming, maybe you'll mine for resources, or maybe you'll get to know the townsfolk and form friendships. Over time, the town feels more alive as you take part in festivals and events. The freedom is what makes it so addictive. You're never forced to play a certain way, so every player's farm and story turn out differently. The pixel art and music create a warm, cozy atmosphere that makes it relaxing to play for hours. Stardew Valley isn't just about farming, it's about creating your own little world and enjoying the slow but rewarding progress each day brings. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a massive JRPG with a deep story and huge open areas to explore. You control a group of characters, each with their own personalities, fighting in real-time battles where you swap between them to use different abilities. The combat mixes action and strategy. You position your characters, chain attacks together, and unleash powerful moves called chain combos to deal huge damage. The world is full of quests, secrets, and giant creatures that make exploring exciting. What stands out is how the party grows closer as the story unfolds, and their interactions make the adventure feel meaningful. The game also gives you tons of freedom in how you build your team, letting you switch classes and try out new combat styles. With its mix of exploration, story, and satisfying battles, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 pulls you into a long, rewarding journey that feels epic from start to finish. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an open-world adventure that redefined what exploration in games can feel like. You play as Link, waking up in a ruined kingdom, and from the very start, you can go anywhere you see on the map. Climb mountains, glide across valleys, cook meals, and tackle challenges however you want. The combat is flexible too. You can fight with swords, bows, shields, or even throw objects from the environment to gain an edge. Shrines scattered across the world act as puzzle-filled mini-dungeons, rewarding you with upgrades. What's most exciting is how the game encourages creativity. There's rarely just one solution to a problem, and experimenting often leads to clever results. The story unfolds at your pace, letting you explore the mysteries of the kingdom while preparing for the final showdown. Breath of the Wild is all about freedom, discovery, and adventure, making it a timeless game you can keep coming back to. No Man's Sky is the kind of game that pulls you in for hours without you even noticing, because there's always something new waiting on the next planet. You begin with a small ship and a survival suit, and from there, the universe opens up. Millions of procedurally generated worlds to explore, each with unique landscapes, creatures, and secrets. You gather resources, upgrade your gear, and decide how you want to live your adventure. Explore, trade, fight, or even settle down and build entire colonies with the new beacon update. The Switch 2 hardware makes the experience smoother than ever, with better visuals, sharper textures, and faster loading, so traveling from one planet to another feels seamless. Multiplayer, touchscreen controls, and cross-save support mean you can share your journey or continue it anywhere. It's easy to lose track of time because every trip into space feels like a fresh story you create for yourself. Donkey Kong Bananza is the kind of game that keeps you hooked because every level feels alive and full of surprises. You step into the role of Donkey Kong, teaming up with Pauline, who uses her magical singing to unlock Bananza transformations that change how you play. One moment, you're sprinting like a zebra to clear obstacles. The next, you're using raw Kong power to smash through walls and uncover hidden paths. The world itself is interactive. Punching the ground can open new tunnels, collapse platforms, or trigger chain reactions that completely reshape the environment. This makes exploring feel fresh each time, as you never know what secret might be hiding just behind a crumbling wall. With sandbox-style levels packed with puzzles, hidden collectibles, and optional challenges, there's always a reason to jump back in. Add in co-op play with Pauline as a second player, and Bananza becomes not just fun, but endlessly replayable, making it a Switch 2 game you just can't put down.
Banana. 'Cause 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 'cause
Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, is part RPG, part life sim, and part adventure, giving you tons of freedom in how you play. You can pick different lives or roles, like a warrior, cook, miner, or wizard, and switch between them whenever you want. This means one moment you could be battling monsters out in the field, and the next you're back in town crafting gear or cooking meals. The story gives you a reason to explore, but the game doesn't rush you. You can take things at your own pace. The charm comes from building up your character in town, customizing your skills, and trying out all the different roles. It's a relaxing but engaging game because there's always a new activity waiting, whether it's farming, fishing, or dungeon crawling. Fantasy Life I blends adventure with cozy gameplay, making it easy to sink hours into without even realizing it. Mario Kart World is the kind of game you can't stop playing because every race is full of chaos, excitement, and surprises. You can zip through vast interconnected tracks that include grassy plains, city streets, volcanoes, and even off-road sections, all designed to test your driving skills and reflexes. New mechanics like wall jumping and water skimming add layers to the racing, so it's not just about holding the accelerator, you have to think about timing, drifting, and using items strategically. The game supports up to 24 racers at once, creating intense, unpredictable races where anything can happen. You can choose from over 50 characters and customize your vehicles, then dive into multiple modes like Grand Prix, Knockout Tours, or Free Roam to explore tracks at your own pace. With its bright visuals, dynamic music, and smooth controls on Switch 2, Mario Kart World is endlessly replayable, whether you're playing solo, online, or with friends in co-op.
There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line?
Dragon Quest XI's is a massive JRPG that mixes classic turn-based battles with a heartfelt adventure. You play as a hero chosen by destiny, traveling across a vibrant world filled with towns, dungeons, and memorable characters. The combat is turn-based but strategic, letting you plan out your party's attacks while managing skills and abilities. Exploration is a huge part of the game, whether you're riding horses across fields, sailing on the ocean, or diving into hidden caves, the world always has something new to see. The Switch version adds great features like faster battles and extra story content, making it the most complete edition. The art and music give it a timeless feel, and the story balances humor, heart, and adventure perfectly. It's the kind of RPG that's both approachable for newcomers and satisfying for longtime fans, offering a journey that feels truly epic.
Fight and fight some more on! Phew.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a 3D platformer where you control Kirby, the pink puffball, who can inhale enemies and copy their powers. This time, the world is more open, with levels full of secrets, puzzles, and fun abilities to play with. Kirby can transform into objects like a car or vending machine, which adds a lot of variety to the gameplay. The platforming is light and fun, with plenty of hidden paths and collectibles to keep you exploring. Boss fights are creative, pushing you to use different abilities in clever ways. The game also has co-op, so a friend can join in as Bandana Waddle Dee, making it great for playing together. With its colorful visuals, cheerful music, and creative mechanics, Kirby in the Forgotten Land is easy to pick up, but rewarding to play through, delivering a fun adventure that feels fresh for the series. Pokémon Scarlet and Violet on Nintendo Switch 2 are the kind of games that keep you coming back because there's always something new to discover in the open world of Paldea. You can freely explore cities, forests, mountains, and oceans while encountering Pokémon in their natural habitats, making every journey feel fresh. Battles remain strategic and turn-based, letting you plan moves carefully, exploit type advantages, and try out new terrestrial forms that give Pokémon unique boosts. With smoother performance, improved visuals, and more stable frame rates on Switch 2, exploring and capturing Pokémon feels seamless and immersive. The game encourages both casual exploration and deep training of your Pokémon team, while multiplayer lets you trade, battle, or adventure with friends. With so many wild Pokémon to find, secrets to uncover, and new ways to interact with the world, Scarlet and Violet are endlessly engaging and hard to put down. Persona 5 Royal is a stylish RPG where you balance high school life with exploring supernatural dungeons. During the day, you go to classes, hang out with friends, and build relationships that improve your abilities. At night, you dive into palaces, massive dungeons filled with puzzles, enemies, and bosses. Combat is turn-based, but fast and tactical, letting you exploit enemy weaknesses, swap personas, and unleash powerful team attacks. The mix of everyday life and epic dungeon crawling keeps the game engaging, and the story slowly builds into something big and emotional. The Royal Edition adds new characters, events, and dungeons, making it the ultimate way to experience the game. With its bold art style, catchy soundtrack, and deep gameplay systems, Persona 5 Royal is the kind of RPG that pulls you in for hours at a time, keeping you hooked with its mix of strategy, story, and style.
It's been a while since we last, but this time...
Persona! Go down!
Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition on Nintendo Switch 2 is the kind of game you can't stop playing because Night City is so alive and full of things to do. You play as V, a cyber-enhanced mercenary, exploring a massive neon-lit open world packed with missions, side quests, and random encounters that keep every play session fresh. The Switch 2 version adds motion controls for melee, gyroscopic aiming for guns, and touchscreen support for hacking, making every interaction feel intuitive and engaging. You can customize V with cybernetic upgrades, weapons, and gadgets, and your choices shape how characters respond to you, adding replay value. Performance improvements mean the city looks stunning, with smoother visuals and stable frame rates whether docked or handheld. Between the main story, expansion content, and countless side activities, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition provides an endlessly immersive RPG experience that keeps pulling you back into its dangerous and exciting world. Hollow Knight Silksong on Nintendo Switch 2 is one of those games that's impossible to put down because every moment is full of exploration, challenge, and discovery. You play as Hornet, a nimble warrior navigating the sprawling, haunted kingdom of Farloom, filled with strange creatures, hidden paths, and massive bosses. The platforming and combat are tight and precise. You dash, jump, and strike with satisfying fluidity, and each new enemy teaches you a little more about timing and strategy. The Switch 2 version shines with smoother visuals, faster load times, and high frame rates, making every movement feel crisp and responsive. Secrets are everywhere, from hidden rooms to powerful upgrades, rewarding players who explore and experiment. The mix of intense combat, intricate levels, and atmospheric storytelling makes Silksong endlessly engaging, keeping you coming back to uncover every corner of its beautifully designed world. And that's our list of the top 20 best Nintendo Switch games you can't stop playing. Each of these titles offers hours of fun, whether you're into adventure, RPGs, racing, or platformers. Which one is your favorite? And which game do you think deserves to be on this list? Drop your answer in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.